What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week. Ooh, yeah! Bow! You ready? I know you read the episode title, and I know that you're thinking, whoa, this can't be anything about sports. Nope, it's not. It's not anything about sports. A matter of fact, I'm like sitting here thinking about how great this podcast should be and how it should enlighten a lot of you going forward. At least that's what I hope, because this is going to be more of an educational kind of thing from Mr. Heat Override. Yeah. So, that being said, the reason why I named it They Make Money on Your Misery is because I want to talk about the news stations. I want to talk about the news stations and their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twix, X, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it Twix, right? I just recently noticed that some of the local news places have been popping up on Twitter a little more. And I'll explain this why. Why? Because it helps them reach more customers, more people read your stuff, right? Well, this should be no kind of this is not news to any podcaster like myself or any content creator. We actually make content, we produce content, we make art so that all of you could experience it in any form or fashion, whether it be true music, video game music, live audio. We could do live video. We're talking about acting. If you're doing a true crime series podcast, if you're doing a sports podcast or you're doing a betting podcast, there's so many different types of podcasts, and it all relies on people like you watching or listening so that people like me and everybody else makes money. The funny thing is back in the day, before all the internet was big, all the news people had to do and make money from was boosters and advertising and all that stuff from the main stations. But now they have the ability to go online and monetize just like us, content creators. And that means that every time you go to their page, you give them a view. Now, I know that a lot of you don't understand this, but every time you look at one of their ads or you click on any of their stories or you share, you comment, or you get into an online fight, forbid, an online fight, right? You guys make every one of them money. So honestly, you would think that if they're telling you the news, that there shouldn't be any comments coming back. When people watch a TV screen, they shout at the TV screen, no, I don't like that politician, or I don't like this guy or that rule, or what are they doing? Right? But at the same time, nobody hears it. It doesn't make anybody money, but you do make them money from watching that at that time on your TV. It's the same thing when you go online. So here's where a bunch of you are falling into being idiots off of misery, right? So we all knew the news is going to post dumb stuff. Like a few days ago, they all said, "Hey, let's the state average for gas went down by 1 penny." And look, I'm not going to say that I'm not guilty of this either. I do like some things, and I try to keep that to a minimum. If I comment, maybe it was just because I was just feeling froggy at the time, but there's my 2 cents for you. That's all you get from being the pain. Yeah, right? But at the same time, when I sit here and I watch these horrible scenes like bad accidents or anything like that happening, and everybody's fighting, and I see the comments around 500 or God forbid a virus from back in the day, all y'all was talking about, you guys, all of you were dropping around 2,000 comments on one thread. So all the news does all day long, if you go back, go ahead and check. Go ahead and check how many times they post in a day, where they post, and who has control of those posts. And check out all of the likes, comments, and shares. I'm telling you this for a reason. Once you do that, go add it up, right? Just one day, add it up. Bang. You see all that? If you give a local podcast, a local business, any kind of support like that, if you actually go to their page, just a random local business in your community, you share one of their posts, you like it, and you comment it, you can provide that same money for them that you're providing towards misery for other people. And the funny thing is that while you're fighting, while you're all arguing, they're sitting back laughing. And you have those keyboard warriors, of course. We don't need to mention you guys, you big old tough guys. Yeah. But at the same time, you have all these people going back and forth. They're just making money. And people go, oh, well, then they should just shut off the comments. Yes, they actually shouldn't allow comments. And the reason why news medias shouldn't allow comments is because just like back in the day when it was a TV setting, they couldn't hear what you had to say. There's no reason for when people start taking posts of scenes of accidents or anything else to be posting those pictures under any kind of post, because those pictures could change a jury. Somebody could end up on a jury and remember seeing those posts. That means you taint that person. You taint that. And that's going to end up screwing up the case. And that's the problem with a lot of you people. You guys think that you're all vigilantes. You're not. And in the meantime, the newscasters are all laughing at your comments saying they should shut these comments down. What are you thinking? They should be ashamed. Ha! I'm ashamed at all of you. I'm ashamed at all of you, and sometimes myself as well, because sometimes I give into it. But that's why I'm not giving into it anymore. I will support my local stations. I will support them under good news. I will make a comment. That's just my opinion. All right. And that's how it goes. But if one person, you yourself and your I, if you're going under these medias every single day, hitting the like, hitting the comments, hitting the shares, hitting the talks about, and just getting it spread, then they won. You'll never get your comments off. You'll always have to find that. You'll always have to learn bad news from Facebook during the day, because you're not going to be able to see. People should just be able to go, hey, I can see it. So here, I saw something about a post, and this will give you a little bit of numbers, right? So if you go online and you go, hey, I got a new job at Bang, I can't wait to start. Next thing you know, you will have 500 likes, you will have 120 good luck comments, and you'll have at least 7 or 8 other comments saying that they know somebody there and that they're good people. Okay, yeah, right? But when you go and you say, hey, I'm going to start my own business, or hey, I'm going to make a podcast, could you support me? Nobody supports you in your own city. So what happens is you work hard for over 10 years, 15 years, and then you make it in your industry outside of Erie because nobody was good enough inside of Erie to recognize that talent, because they would rather fight online on news media outlets rather than actually support or recognize anybody in their own city. That's what all of you do when you support and you give thousands of dollars free money from Facebook, from Twitter, from Instagram, from any social media outlet that they spread their story and that they get likes, follows, shares, and everything. That all counts as money. That opens up so much more. Did Heat Override just finally let a lot of you know? Did I just bring you to light to how monetization works? That is what I'm talking about. And I can't blame the stations. It's really not their fault. It's your fault. Look, okay, so I do make money off of people watching my podcast and listening to all my podcasts as well too. But that's no difference. I'm doing it with my heart. When I do it for my son, when I do it for Dr. Roto, I do it because I want to give out the best baseball and football content. I want you to win your league championship. I want you to win first place so that you can win money. I want you to be edgy. And you can only do that sometimes unless you get that second opinion about how you do something. Yeah, I haven't had the best of, luck in here and there sometimes, but I've had some of the greatest lineups cash out like you wouldn't believe. And yes, I am a threat in a seasonal league. But why I say that is because that doesn't matter to this person or that person. So there are podcasts other than Bring the Pain that can help that. There's other news media outlets. There's other ways to absorb your news. But when you're doing it, you should do it thoughtfully. You should do it to make sure that you don't make somebody millions of dollars for $1 million company that's already owned anyway. Your account matters too. When I like something because I have a unique account, that counts for more than your account. So that means that in any business account, so that means that makes it even more money. That even spreads it more. And look, again, I will support my team. I will support them because in the end, the people who need controlled are the people. And a lot of that hatred that I talk about is heartbreaking hatred. All of you think that you're police officers and crime scene investigators, or you're diplomats, or you can balance the budget. I mean, if you could balance the budget, you could pay your rent. There's a lot of people that don't pay their rents in this world. I do. And I'm going to make sure that one day I retire nice and sweet, but you got to pay your stuff. You got to think about that stuff, right? And you have to be better. You have to understand that plan. I'm not saying boycott everything and don't watch news or anything like that. I am not saying that. What I'm saying is maybe you should watch how many times you comment. Maybe you should think about that, because they're going to continue to push their bad, their good news, their medium news, their zany news, their weird news. But at the same time, it's how you all do it exactly the way that you do that. You're going to earn them money. I just want you to know that. And all the fighting, is that a fighting? Making a news company money while hurting other people that may have say somebody that, passed away at this accident, or somebody that got their helicopter shot down off of overseas. It's still the same. We still mourn that person. It doesn't matter what happened or why they were there. It matters that the people that they love do read these comments sometimes. And sometimes they don't even get the call. They read it online first, and they read all your hate, which breaks their heart. And they read some of the good comments too. But in the end, all of this just to make a news media outlet money offline through monetization, while all of you look like scum sometimes. I mean, there's some real Parky Park kind of stuff going on here, man. And that's what I'm talking about.
People need to start thinking about the way things happen, yeah, because things happen in life, yeah.
But sometimes it's not worth the comment about. Sometimes it's not worth fighting about. Sometimes it's worth keeping your own opinion to yourself. Best part, I'm not. I have a podcast, and I will let my opinion be known. But I will say this, a lot of you people need to stop making these people money. Because when you stop making them money, then maybe they'll start limiting comments on certain posts that break people's hearts. And that's all I'm saying, right? That was my whole message today. Like, I get people want to comment online. That's my number one job, is bring the pain, right? Again, I've said this 5,000 times during this podcast, but at the same time, just try to limit yourself and support the locals. If you're going to go ham on a multi-million dollar company, go ham on a multi-million, just $100 company, right? We're all the same. That like equals my like equals this like, except nobody likes you keyboard warriors. All right. Have a great day, everybody. I want to make sure that all of you get to my YouTube, my Spreaker, my Apple Podcasts, Iheart Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. I am on Deezer. I am on Podchaser. I'm on everything. You can bring the pain on any format you want. You got your videos. You got your audios. I've got bets flying up. Follow me on drroto.com. Hey, there's some of that stuff's behind paywall. And sometimes you got to pay for that. But you get everybody else too. And if you think that I'm the craziest guy and I'm putting out this great content, man, what Doc and everybody else does is amazing as well too. And that's what you get when you learn to bring the pain to the right people online. Yeah. Have a great day, everybody. And always remember to refrain from the comment of pain. Yeah.